Hi guys! Today I want to tell you about Julia cocoa cane that I found on Instagram, and I really love all of her photos. She makes really beautiful food photography. She shares her recipes on her Instagram account, and I've had a chance to try actually only one of her recipes, and I changed quite many things in that recipe. But today I'm making it like in her recipe, and I want to share this recipe with you guys. This recipe is for a cheesecake with blueberries, and here is a photo of Julia's cheesecake. So the color is amazing. When I made it first time, I was so surprised how beautiful it looks. And today I want to share it so all of you can make this recipe. If you like food photography and if you love or like cheesecakes, check out Julia's Instagram profile. I will link the direct link to her profile in the description box. And now let's get started. Base of the cheesecake, you can put the cookies in a plastic bag. Just be careful to hold it closed and let all the air out, and you can use a spatula to crush the cookies. You can also do this in a blender if you want. So when the cookie crumbs look like this, and then if you make it in a bag like me, just check that the bag is not broken from anywhere by the cookies, and then you can add the melted butter to the bag. And then just mix the butter with the cookie crumbs. Just make sure that all of the cookie crumbs are covered with the butter. Then I have here a springform mold that I've laid with baking paper. In the recipe, Julia says you can leave the baking paper out, but I prefer to use it because I found it easier to remove the cheesecake from the form afterwards. And then just pour over the cake. The cookie crumbs. Then just with the spatula lay the crumbs evenly at the bottom of the form. So you want to press it nicely so that the crumbs come together and they kind of start to form the base. And now you want to bake the base for about 10 minutes. So the base has been baked now, and now I will leave it to cool. Once you have heated the blueberries and they've all melted, so they're not frozen anymore, as you can see, and they've released a lot of juice. So you want to run the blueberries through the sieve. You get a smooth blueberry juice or puree. Just be careful because it can be messy. Once you've got all of the juice and puree out of the blueberries, just leave the blueberry juice or blueberry puree to cool. Now that the base and blueberry puree is cool, we can start to make the filling. I'm using low-fat Philadelphia. You can also use full-fat one for a creamier cheesecake. Adding the sugar. And now you want to mix the cream with the sugar on low setting until it's all incorporated. We'll be adding the eggs one at a time and mixing again on a low setting. Now I'm gonna add creme fraiche. The recipe called for sour cream that has to be 30% fat, but I couldn't find that, so I thought creme fraiche should be the same. And I'm gonna add the cooled blueberry puree. And lastly, I'll add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and give it a mix again. The recipe, Julia also uses lemon juice, but again I forgot to buy that, so I'm not using any lemon juice this time. I'm gonna butter the sides of the form. And I'm actually not quite sure whether it will fit into the form that I'm using. We'll see. I decided to use much smaller this time. Last time I used 20 centimeters. This time I decided to use smaller. I think this is 17, but we'll see. We'll fit as much as we can. So, also one tip, you should sift the cornstarch, because I didn't, and now I can see some pieces still there, but I hope it's gonna be fine. Surprise, it actually did fit into the 17 centimeter form. I will probably need to adjust the baking time just slightly, so I'll bake it for an extra 10 minutes, I think, because it's slightly higher. But now I need to prepare some hot water, because you need to put a form with hot water in the oven with the cheesecake. I baked the cheesecake yesterday, and unfortunately it cracked, but I think it's because it's getting quite cold here, and maybe I removed it from the oven a little bit too early because it was quite warm. So after you've baked the cheesecake, you want to leave it in the oven. I will have the exact instructions in the description box. But mine wasn't cool enough, I think, when I removed it from the oven. So that's why it cracked. But still, I will decorate it and it will look beautiful. So now we'll be removing it from the baking tin. I have hot water here and a knife. I will dip the knife in the hot water and then run the knife along the edges. So here it is. It's not looking as gorgeous as Julia's, but I think with some practice it will get there. But the color looks gorgeous as I promised on the picture. Now I'll put the cake on the cake stand. You can leave the cake like this, or you can decorate it if you want, because mine cracked unfortunately. In the middle I'm going to decorate with some berries and fruits. So I'm going to cover this bit that cracked. I hope you liked this video and this recipe, and I hope you will try baking this cake as well. Make sure you check out Julia's channel. I will link her Instagram profile in the description box. Thank you for watching my video. Bye bye, until next time. Make sure you check out Julia's account. I will link the I will link the link. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for Thank you for watching. What is wrong?